Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, Kate. Hi, Tina. Hi, Robin. Sarah, thank you. Go ahead wherever you are. Start to get settled. Hi, Tina. Good to see you. Willow, hi. We had some in studio Zoom technical problems, so I am here. And then once Danielle gets things sorted, she will switch over as the teacher. So go ahead and do whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable. You can come into child's pose to start. Once you're in your child's pose, start to crawl your fingers towards the top of your mat. Hello, hello. Hey, Laura. Hey, Tatiana. Good to see you all. Hey, Doug. Yeah, so go ahead and get settled in your child's pose. And I want you to notice. Notice what you feel here on your mat. And notice the shift from, whatever it was you were doing just a few seconds ago into that intentional shift of what you're about to do right now. Crawl your fingers to one side, wake up your side body. Breathe all the way in, all the way out. Crawl to the other side. And same thing, breathe in, breathe out. Down dog. Yeah, wake up your feet. Wake up your fingertips and drop the top of your head. Walk your feet to your hands. Spread your feet wide, wider than you think. Bend your knees a lot. Ragdoll. Again, letting the top of your head fall to the earth. Breathe all the way in. Breathe all the way out. Bend your knees, roll up, mountain pose. Yeah, and then roll your shoulders back, grow really tall. And bring your hands to heart center. I want you to create an intention, either for the rest of your evening or just for this moment. Hold that close. Breathe all the way in. Sigh it out. Reach your fingertips to the sky. Grow as tall as possible. Fold in. Lift halfway, flatten your back. And now look forward. Plank. Yes, squeeze in through your belly button and stack your shoulders directly over your wrists. And play around. See if you can come up to like the tips of your toes here and squeeze into your thighs. Breathe in. Lower halfway. Breathe out. Scoop your heart up dog. Push yourself back, down dog. Bend your knees. Look between your hands. Come to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, plank. Yeah, and this time, imagine you're pushing the earth away and you're drawing all your energy into your center line. Breathe all the way in. Breathe all the way out, lower halfway. Inhale, scoop up, up dog. Exhale, push back, down dog. Look between your hands. Come to the front of your mat. Half lift, fold in. Inhale, reach, touch your ceiling. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, chaturanga. That's your half push up. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Bend your knees, look between your hands, jump. Half lift, fold in, reach up, fold forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga, flow. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, now bend your knees, look between your hands, jump. Jump back. Jump up to your hands. Jump back. Jump back up to your hands. Reach up. Fold in. Jump back. Jump in. Reach up. Fold forward. Yes, one more. Jump back. Jump forward. Reach up. So slowly fold in. Halfway lift. Plank. All right, now in your plank, bring one knee to meet your tricep. Pause. Breathe in. Breathe out. Switch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Switch. 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 Back and forth at a pace that works for you. And what you want to focus on here is warming up your body and reminding yourself of whatever it was you set as an intention just a few moments ago. Yes, keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, lower halfway. Now lift up, up dog, exaggerate it, like stretch out your abdomen. Yeah, and draw your shoulders together and back. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look between your hands. Go. Halfway lift, fold in. Thunderbolt. Yeah, it's your chair pose. Looking really good. Check in with your knees. You want to make sure they're not falling over your toenails. Yeah, and then sit a little deeper into your hip. And shine up through your heart. Big breath in. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Chaturanga flow. Inhale up. Exhale down. 1 foot forward, warrior 1. Yeah, just check in here. Pick up all of your toes, spread them out, almost like you're gonna like grab something and press them back into your mat. Squeeze your belly button to your spine. Big breath in, chaturanga. Flow, up dog, down dog, and then other foot, warrior 1. And same thing on this side. Lift up all of your toes, spread them apart, and grip your mat with them. Big breath in. Chaturanga flow. Inhale up, exhale down. All right, look between your hands. Get there. Halfway lift, fold in. Thunderbolt. Big breath. Yeah, and then fold forward. Half lift, chaturanga up dog. Yeah, downward facing dog. And then 1 foot forward, warrior one. Inhale, rise. And then exhale, keep flowing. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Yeah, and then once you get to your down dog, warrior one, other side. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. At your own pace, go chair, warrior, warrior. Yeah, and do this in a way that, I don't know, almost causes you to have a ton of fun. Yeah, do this in a way that invites more movement, more flow, and just a little bit of joy. Yeah, passing through your chair, warrior, warrior. And then after about a round of that, start to add in poses that feel really good to you. Yeah, so you can add in warrior twos, you can add in lunges. I want you to flow in the way that feels most intuitive for you. And as you flow, check back in with whatever intention you set at the beginning of class. How can you embody that intention in every movement? How can you breathe and be on purpose? In through your nose, out through your nose. Yeah, keep flowing. Yeah, and what's a movement you I haven't added yet that would feel really good right now? Yes, Tatiana, I see those side angles. Really good. Yeah, keep breathing, keep flowing. And Danielle is back for you. And then
Hi,
Danielle
Zumi.
unmute.
Where are you guys? We're in Thunderbolt Twist over here.
They're in Sunbees, so get on in there.
Cool. You all stay. Zoomies, come to Thunderbolt. Take a twist. You're gonna get half time the in-person peeps get. Stay in-person peeps. Zoomies, switch sides. Everybody together. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big in. Big out. Come to the middle. Crow, why not? Put your hands down. Get on your tiptoes. Glue your knees to the backs of your arms and try to pick up 1 foot. Nice. You got it. Lean forward. Yep. 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 5, 4, 3. Look forward. 2. Chaturanga low push up. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe it out. Bring your feet close together. Bring your right leg to the sky. Bring knee to elbow squeeze. Hold it. Hold it. It would be so crazy cool if you could hop your back foot off the ground just one time. Try. Whoa! Step it through. Rise up, crescent. How's it, zoomies? Ooh, Tina, nice lighting. Kayla's got cool lighting too. Hands on your heart. Big breath. Twist. Whichever leg is forward, you want to hook your arm into that leg. Close your eyes a sec and let it soak in. Let it soak in. The magic of the practice, the magic of community. Warrior 2, grab your hands behind your back. You can hold a wrist, you can hold a finger, interlace fingers, hands behind your back. Everybody. Listen, military. So listen, side angle is when you would put your elbow on your thigh and like really bend your knee forward more and really lean in. But I want you to not let go of your arms and try side angle. So imagine you want your ribs to rest on your thigh. I'm going to make sure that you're actually not resting on your thigh, but hovering rather. Oh. I like that guy. Who was that? Put your hands down, face the back door, side plank. Perfect. There it is. There it is. Pick your hips up. Pick your top leg up. Even if that means you're going to put your bottom knee down. Grab your top leg, knee or ankle or toe. Good. Pick this up in. Yes. Plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Woo-hoo. Bring your feet close together again. Pick your left leg to the sky. Knee to elbow. Hold it. Hold it there. Could you hop the back foot? Boom! Step it through. Good work. Rise up crescent. Dang, I kind of underestimated you guys on how possible that one hop would be. 2 hops this time. Hands to your heart. Big breath in. No. Twist. Remember to hook into your leg because you want leverage. That's the only reason why. Like, I actually don't care if your elbow hooks your thigh, but push your arm at least into your thigh so you can twist yourself further. The leverage is what matters, not the shape of the pose. Warrior 2, yogis. Catch your hands behind your back. Remember what I told you about side angle? Try it. Your arm and your side of your body hover right over your thigh. Don't rest on your thigh though. And try to roll so your belly faces the whole like side of you. Not the ground, but the side. Yep, you got it. Yeah, make your stance a little longer. Take that foot forward more. Is this Alex? Is Alex? I've watched your YouTube. You guys are like famous. Awesome. Where's Laura? Lauren?
Oh, right here.
Lauren?
Laura.
Laura.
Danielle, Laura, my teacher.
Side plank. Face the street. Yep. Good. You know, you can always, absolutely always adjust however you need to make it work. But I want you to try your hardest right now to pick your top leg up off the floor. In the same type of way that you would be like picking your whole self up off the floor if something knocked you down like that. You'd be finding any way you could. You'd be like dragging yourself up any way you could. So that's what you got to figure out here. Plank, awesome work, really good. Knees up or down, 5 push-ups, elbows tucked in, not out. Yes, good. Get them. Got those push-up zoomies? You got them? Good. Go Sid, go Willow, go Ashley, go Robin, go Sarah. Down dog. Walk your hands and feet together. You need to be in the center of your mat, okay? Zoomies, you don't have to be in the center of your mat. You be wherever you are. Crow, right in the middle. Put your hands down. Get on your tiptoes. Put your knees on your triceps, the back of your upper arms. Now, if you put your knee there and the muscle or the skin is moving around, you got to put your knee more to the outside and then hug in like your life depends on it. Boat. Swing your legs up front. Legs toward the sky. Arms up too. Yep, arms toward the sky. Yep. Hi. Low boat. Be aware of your neighbors. Bring your head down a little. That's gonna feel weird, okay? With the head back, it feels counterintuitive. High boat, pull up. Dang. What temperature is it in here? Low, it's cold? 90 push-ups. I'm just kidding. Low boat, yogis, low boat. Lindsay, hi mama. I saw you jump in here. Take both legs to the sky. Tap one heel to the ground. Switch, 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 switch. Both legs together. Up and down. Go down, go up. Go down, go up. 3, 2. Plank pose. Let's go. Holy hats. Good. We're going to play with that sequence we did before. Pretty simple sequence, right? It was like a crescent, a twist, a warrior two, and a side angle. We're going to add some play in. You guys game for that? Cool. Go to down dog. Go with your right leg in the sky. Take your bottom foot and hop it over toward the back door of the studio. Yep, over, to the edge of your mat. Now flip your dog. This side, right here. This foot, right here. No, this one in the sky. Okay. This one here. There you go. More. Now flip. Just so that everyone has room. That's the only reason that matters. Put this foot down behind you. Put it all the way down. Trust. Now butt to the floor and hips to the sky. Flip. This arm up. There it is. Yes. Come around. Right foot to the top. Crescent lunge. Good. Remember I said we're going to play with it a little. So, a standing, listen, don't move yet. A standing pigeon would be your ankle, in this case, your back ankle, coming forward and crossing over your thigh, okay? And you'll be down low in a squat like chair pose, thunderbolt pose. So I want you to hover it. Don't actually put your ankle onto your thigh, okay? Back knee up and in. Cross ankle over thigh with a hover. Yes. It's going to want to rest there, just like your shoulder did inside angle, but don't let it. Drop down lower. Yes. Good. We're kind of creating something like the Rasa Leela, the dance of Shiva, the dance of creation and destruction, both. Okay, knee behind knee, speed skater. Yep. There's something in your life that needs to burn up in the flames that you're throwing out of your eyeballs right now. Something in your life needs to burn up in those flames. Let it. Breathe, fan the flames, and let it. Let whatever that crap someone said to you the other day burn up in the flames. Bring your knee back over. Don't put it down. Just hover it. Yep, I know. It's like a fire-breathing dragon right now. 3, 2, 1. Let it cross like eagle or like pigeon, whatever. Stay down. Unhook it, toss it back, crescent. Arms up, breathe in. Twist, elbow over thigh. Check on her. See if she needs electrolytes. Good. Put your knee down in the back, everyone. Then just like slide in a little further and soak it up. Warrior 2. Pop up, flip around. Side angle how you like it. If you like the way from before, do it. If you want to wrap your arms around your leg in a bind, do it. If you want a bird of paradise, do it. If you're like, I don't know what any of that stuff is, look around, get inspired, and try something new. Yes. Nice, Tiff. Good. Bird of paradise or tree. So get to the top of your mat in your bird or a tree. They're one and the same, really, right? Good. So tree would be foot to inner thigh. Bird, you have your arm tucked under your leg from the inside. Something like that. Something like that. Some of you took tree as the easy way out. I saw that. Plank. We only have a little bit more power time, so don't take the easy way out. Knees up or down. 5, hold chaturanga push-ups. Go 5, 4, 3, zoomies, 2, sit, 1, robin, plank. To the street, side plank. All right, so before we did your top leg up, now I want you to get your bottom leg up. So put the top one on the floor, you'll figure it out, and the bottom one comes up somehow. Maybe it pops out behind you, maybe it's just a little hover, maybe you kick it out in front of you, maybe you rest it up on your neighbor. Plank. Nailing it. Owning it. I want you to say that to yourself in your own mind's eye. Or God, if you need to say it out loud, scream it out loud, you can. Owning it! Zoomies. Owning it, zoomies. Down dog. Good work. All right, we got another side. Are you in? Zalix is in, but anybody else? I can always count on Zav to be like I'm here. All right. So left leg in the sky. You picked it up high, right? Hop your bottom foot over. Flip. Plank. Left foot forward, crescent. Going into the Rasa Lila right now. So your back leg comes up to the front. Hover your thigh, ankle over your thigh. Don't put it on it. I'm coming around to check. Bend your standing knee so you're low. Perfect, y'all. So good. Good, stay low. Bring it down, bring it down. Fan the flames with your breath. No air, no fire. You want the fire, trust me. You know, when there's too much old dead shit in the woods, they burn it all. And then through the nitrogen-infused ashes comes brand new greenery. Tuck knee behind knee, speed skater. Yep, good. Look around if you're not sure. Lots of people got it. You good, Zooms? You got a good view, you can see. You good? Breathe. Bring the air. Fan the flames. Bring it back over. Don't put it down yet. Yes, yes. TTs, yeah. Oh, don't put it down. Don't quit now. Okay, put it on leg, whatever, and get down low. Stretch your hip. Zoomies, yeah, cross it. Ankle on the thigh. Yep, I know. All right, get it out of there. Step back, lunge, arms up. Twist, yogi. Remember, in a second, you get to put your knee down. That'll feel good. Yeah, drop your knee, melt into the earth. Breathe, though, breathe. Let every drop of sweat pour out of your pores like magic. Warrior 2, pop up, flip yourself around. Side angle. It's good, it's good. So let me give you some insight about bird of paradise. It starts with one really simple thing. You take your top arm behind your back. That's step 1. Step 2 would be to thread the other arm under your thigh. But you gotta try to catch the hands together. If they don't catch, you use a towel. Bridge the gap. Thanks for letting me borrow that. Yep. Then you step forward. Then you step forward. Then you rise up. Everybody, bird or tree. Yep. You're good. That's good. Try to stand up. Good. Hell yes. Yes. Good. Good. Great. You're like, which leg do I hold? Go back to the side angle. This one behind here. This one dives all the way under and through. Dive your head this way and down. Did you catch hands? Yeah. Okay, good. Step this foot in. Stand up. This foot down. This leg up. Yep. There it is. Try to catch the stillness. There it is. So ultimately, this arm would be across your back. Okay. And it'd be like this. Okay. Under here. But this is a good start. It's perfect for me too. Plank pose. Don't worry, we're diving into the water soon for pigeon, but not yet. Not yet. You in plank? Yeah? All right, good. Side plank, second side. That's over here to the back door, or zoomies, wherever you are. And remember the challenge. Put the top foot down and find a way to pick up the bottom foot. Yeah. So even if your bottom knee was down, there's a way to kick up the foot still. There's a way to get it off the ground still. And if you wanted to figure it out, you would. Yes. Yes. Good job. Keep it there. Plank. You guys are amazing. Come all the way to your belly. Turn and tell your neighbor they're amazing. You're amazing. Flip onto your back so your head stays at that end of the mat. You're just a little pancake, just right over. Emmy, hit the lights too. Zoomies, if you could like open the door, turn on the fan, hit the lights, like anything to change the vibe, okay? And if you don't have a way to change the vibe, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But you could change the music. You could like rub some oils on your hands, you know? Bridge pose. Put your feet on the ground. Lift your hips to the sky. All right, so we're coming down from the fire. If we go back to like our Ocala National Forest analogy, eventually they have to put the fire out, right? Like too many flames is too many flames. So now slow down your breath. Bring your hips down and then go back up. So you're gonna go a couple of times up and down. You can throw your arms over your head if you want. You can go to wheel instead of bridge if you want. You could throw your leg up in the air if you want. Bring the feeling, the sensation of water flow. So you have the air going still, but it's lighter, it's more relaxed, and then bring flow, fluidness. Yeah, you guys, good. Sorry. Okay, then pick one to hang out in for a few breaths, bridge or wheel. If you want to work on dropping back from standing to wheel, if you've got that yourself, you can do it. Otherwise, stand and I'll guide you down. I've done thousands of them with every single type of human being and some robots too, maybe. No, I'm kidding, but I'm here. We could do it together if you want to. You need me, Eva? Okay. So you're in your bridge or your wheel. You're breathing and you're flowing.
Super's ready. Am I just going?
Yeah. Good. Good job. Good
Yes.
job. Woo, woo, woo. You good? Dang, that was smooth and quick. Butterfly. Stagger with your neighbors. This way everyone has room for their knees. You guys good? You'll figure it out. It's not too late if you need a little more back bend, a little more wheel, or you decided just now that you want to try dropping back. It's not too late. You go again if you want, or stand up if you want. Macy? Yes, absolutely. Love you. Have we done it together? So make your arms like goalposts, and you're squeezing this way into your spine as you go back, okay? Ready? Go. Good. Yes, good job. You're like, I'm coming. Want to do it? Yeah. Don't be. I mean, do be, but I got you.
Okay. Weak grip. Okay.
That's okay. I'm going to hold you. Okay. So this way, and you're squeezing like this into your body, okay? Shoulder blades this way.
How do we do this?
I don't know, because we're here. We're doing it. Okay. Go. You're good. You're good. Grab the floor. Yes. Wow. Good job. Yeah. Yeah. You can stay or you can grab your feet, happy baby. If you straighten one leg on the floor and grab one foot in the air, you have an upside down lizard. Okay. So goalpost arms. Okay. And then you're squeezing this way. Shoulder blades down and in. Okay. All right. I won't let you go. So you just take your time.
Oh my god.
Yep. You just take your time. I got you. I got you. I got you.
It's like so afraid.
I know.
Can we do it from the bottom?
What do you mean?
The ankles. Isn't that a way to do it? Where I hold your
Where you
ankles?
come up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Push down hard. Hard. Yes. Good, Jill. Straighten your arms. Yes. You're good. Wow. They're snapping for you. They're clapping for you. Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Good job. Good job. If you have a second side, switch it. Grab the other foot. Oh, last week we were trying to put our foots behind our heads. You could play with that if you want to again. Little foot behind my head. Yep. Yes. I'll tell you, mine is nowhere near, but I still like to play with it. You know, I like to see if it'll ever happen. So close, Sam. Yeah, so close, Danielle. Hey, woohoo, Jess! I love it. And so next stop is true pigeon. So not the floating crazy kind. You can flip on your belly and take it, or stay on your back and cross ankle over thigh and hug it in. So if you flip on your belly, one knee up between your arms, one leg straight back. So let me know if you need me. I know it's dark, so if you need a visual, let me know. You can just type in the chat or whatever you gotta do. Just send me a direct message. You don't have to send it to the whole group if you need anything at all. Good. Breathe in, in, in. Clear it out. Even though you're not in the fire anymore, you're still in the dance. You know, you're kind of now in the process of like the regrowth. You know, if we go back to Ocala National Forest, talk about that analogy, it's like, yeah, okay, so they burn it all down, all the brush gets burned down, and then it's ash for a little while. You know, it's just like chilling on the floor there in the woods. It's like black soot and ash, right? And over time, it's like nourished by the sunlight and the air, and it's like moved around by the air and all this stuff. And then eventually you get this regrowth, right? But you're kind of in that phase of like, you just burned it down and now you're like in it and you're just like letting it all settle and be. But you're optimistic. You know that bright green new growth is on its way. If you're face down, come up onto your hands, turn it into a back bend type of feeling. So you actually have to walk your hands close to you and then pick up your chest toward the sky and let your head fall back. If you want to play even more than that, you could kick up your foot in the back as if your head was going to touch your foot. Okay, that's kind of like king pigeon. You're on your way to it. If you're on your back, something fun you can do is take your one leg up to the sky. So you have hamstrings added onto the hip stretch. So you have the one leg crossed and the other one that's holding it. Take that one to the sky. If you're on your back, that's just something fun you can do. You don't have to. Okay, remember which leg you did. We'll come back to this in a few. Take two legs straight out in front of you. So you can sit or you can be on your back, reclined. Two legs straight out. If you're sitting, you're just gonna lay right over your legs and see what happens. If you're on your back, take your legs straight up to the sky and grab them. Grab your ankles, grab your feet, grab your knees, anything goes. Pull your legs toward you if you're on your back. Okay, don't let your hips come up because you need the resistance, the weight of your hips to pull on the bottoms of your hamstrings. Actually, it's the tops, really. But from this angle, it's the bottoms. All right, so if you're on your back, flex your feet. Feet to the sky, butt on the earth.
Sorry. Okay.
Reverse tabletop. Put your hands behind you, feet in front of you. Pick your whole self up off the ground. Bent knees is the tabletop one. If you want to straighten your legs, that's reverse plank. They're both great. Kind of a weird thing with the plank variation, straight legs. Your legs will feel so heavy. You actually have to grip the floor with your hands and pretend like you're dragging your feet back to you in order to really facilitate the lift. That's for straight legs. So dig your hands in and kind of drag your heels back. Now, if you're in reverse tabletop with your knees bent, You just push down into the earth with all 4 limbs and lift like your life depends on it, because it does. This is the health, this is the strength of your body we're talking about. Drop your head back if that's okay. Close your eyes if that's okay, and just like let it permeate your cells. Come on down. Pigeon side 2. Come up to your hands if you're face down. Make a little back bend. Remember, you could add kicking up your foot in the back, drop your head back. Imagine the 2 are gonna touch, bless you. Hero's pose. Sit on your shins. Remember we did this before when I got here, and we did like that, sit like that. Put your hands on the floor behind you. That might be more than enough quad stretch for you. In fact, sitting right in the center might have already been more than enough quad stretch for you. So just go with what you need. Okay. Also note your knees and your ankles. If there's too much pressure in them, don't go any further. Back up a notch, you know what I mean? So hands behind you. Now you can put your elbows down if you want, like saddle pose. You could also keep your hands on the floor and then pick your hips up off your heels. Kind of like reverse tabletop, but your shins are on the floor. There's gonna be major hip flexor stretch, major quad stretch, really intense. All right, so just bear with yourself. Be kind to yourself. But play around with it. Perfect. So if you wanna, like if you make it to your back and you want to stay with knees bent like that for saddle, you can, or you can get to your back and put your legs however you want to. But bottom line is get to your back and do something where your arms are free. So one hand on your belly, one on your chest. And the hand that's on your belly, put it above your belly button. Try to be right in the center. So you've laid your hand right on top of your third chakra. And then your hand on your chest, right in the center, on top of your fourth chakra. And then imagine a little bridge between the two hands, okay? Between the two chakras, two energy centers. You have many, okay? There's 7 really big ones we talk about a lot, and many, many, many more than that. If you're in meditation boot camp, you started to learn about that yesterday, okay? And the learning is still going. If you're in teacher training, you're starting to learn about chakras. So you have third and fourth under your hands right now, and a little bridge between the two. The bottom 3 are like your connection to earthly things, like physical things, like your body, like your movements, your actions, your muscles, your bones, like things that we can see and touch and feel. And then the upper ones are more like emotions, words, like the more abstract things, air, you know what I mean? Like that. We're building a little bridge between the two, between the physical and then the more like, there but not there type of stuff, like the less physical. Like the earth and the air. The body and the mind, the body and the emotions. Breathe into your lower hand. Keep breathing into your upper hand. And just pour the whole thing out. Hug your knees from wherever they are. Take your time, especially if they're still in saddle pose. Go slow with it. You want to end up in a knee hug and then eventually drop your knees to the street side. Recline twist. If you need a little more space, you just take your butt and you scoot it to the other edge of the mat away from the street, and then you have room for your knees. Ah! Picture fail. Switch. Drop them over the other way. Scoot your bum if you need more room. Shavasana. Unravel. Get blocks and water bottles out of your way. Breathe in, hold it. Sip in more. Let it go. Let the feeling of calm just wash over you. As if you just set yourself up in like a floaty on the water. And you're just completely supported, but you're completely buoyant. As light as can be. And the current of the water and the current of the air is just moving you along. Just moving you along. In this moment, easy breezy. Take a big breath and let it go. Move your hands, move your feet. Roll toward the street and come up to a seat. Rub your hands together, hard and fast, until you experience a little bit of that fire again. And one over each lung. Sit up real tall, real proud. You should be proud, so proud of the work you put in the last hour. One Om. Big breath in. Ah. We honor ourselves. We honor each other. We honor the practice. Together we say, Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zoomies.
Thank you, Danielle.
You're welcome, Ash.
And thank you, Kayla.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kayla. Teacher trainees, you can stay in this room.
Hi.
Have a good one, Danielle. I'm gonna head out.
Bye, Kayla.
Love you.
Love you. Hi, Zoomies. Let's see. I guess towels are backed up because none of these are full. Here we go. Let's see. All right, I'll rotate you guys around accordingly, okay? You guys can put your videos on. We want to see your cute faces. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Willow. Willow, yay!
Hi.
Hi.
I'm back.
Hi, Morgan, Nera, and Natalie, and Nicole. Yay. Let's talk about class. So, Zoomies, I know some of you weren't in class, some of you in here weren't in class, I know, and that's okay. So we just go over, like, you know, the journaling your class questions that are posted in your group at the top of the page. So those are the ones we just kind of want to look with that lens from. So what cues landed for you? What didn't land? Did anything like go down where you were like, that was too crazy? Like what, you know, what landed, what didn't land? And then what theme did you notice? So do a little journaling just for a second. If you weren't in class, don't worry about it. But if you went to like a recent class and you didn't get a chance to journal, maybe do that one. Yeah, what themes did you notice? Stuff like that, okay? Also, if there was like anything that we talked about or said that, if you noticed any new words for you, new concepts or anything like that you haven't, that you're not sure of or something like that. No worries, you're fine. Let's do like one more minute. Hi, Linnea. So we are journaling about the practice that just happened, and I don't think you were in there, right? But that's fine. If you did any kind of recent class that you could journal about, like cues that landed for you, cues that didn't, themes that you noticed. Hi, Annie. I didn't know if you were gonna go with them or come in or what. Yeah. All right, let's share. We're just doing like journaling your practice things off. Who will go first?
I really loved your Ocala National Forest analogy, like a lot. Like that got me through some like crazy poses for like a long time. Like with the breath and the rebirth of the green and this, like I mean that really landed for me. I was like, okay, we gotta burn. I love that one. That was great for me.
Yeah, if you weren't here, I was talking about how like in the forest they do like the controlled burns, you know, they purposely use fire to actually get rid of all the old like yucky stuff, because actually all that stuff is inhibiting the growth, right? So that's kind of crazy to think about, like all the logs and the everything is like inhibiting the growth of anything else, right? So once they burn it all down, they get this nitrogen infused ash. So I was talking about that, and then like the ash doesn't turn into new growth right away. So then as we were like chilling out a little bit in Pigeon and stuff, I was talking about how it kind of has to sit and like be there for a little and be nourished by the sunlight and be like moved by the wind and everything, and then it turns into new growth eventually, right? Really cool analogy for class, right?
It was amazing. It was.
Yeah,
Especially
steal it.
because, I really liked, what the cues that landed for me the most is, well, most of your classes, you talk a lot about the elements, like doing fire and
Yeah, I
then
do.
calming yourself with water. But then this class, I specifically noticed you did it also more so with earth and air and how you need them both to keep yourself balanced. That whole analogy very helped with that. It had all of them in it. It was cool. I liked it.
Elements are a really good and easy place to start, and they can be as like minuscule or as huge of a theme as you want, you know? Like you can say so many things about any of them, or so many things about two or all of them, or how they interchange, and it's like everybody can understand elements because we live life, and we understand earth, and we understand fire, and we understand water and air, and even space, you know, or ether, as like really tangible concepts. So it's so easy to use those as your themes because people understand them well, whereas many people have never heard the word chakra in their life. So they come into your class, and then the second you say something they've never heard of, there's a good chance they would tap out, right? So when you talk about things that people understand, it's so much more like digestible for people. So they'll stay with you longer when there's like relatable nuggets. You know how Kim, did anyone only take that one class with Kim? You only took one? A couple of you? Okay. So you've taken a lot of Kim's classes. What are you nodding for?
Recently.
You're like, no. Cassie, no. Well, she talks a lot about really relatable things. Like she doesn't really say that much about like chakras or elements. Sometimes she will, but she really talks about like taking the trash out last night and like her kid and like those types of concepts, and use those as her themes, and it's again relatable so people digest it well, right? Versus like have any of you ever been to a yoga class where the teacher's talking about something so outside the box that you're just like,
Yes.
yeah.
My first Bikram class.
Yeah.
He was talking so technical, and he wasn't explaining. He would just say the pose, and most everybody would just go into it. And I was like, oh, like I'll just figure it out by myself. And
Yeah.
he would use all these technical terms, and it sounded really like philosophical. I just didn't know what he was saying.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah. Zoomies, could you hear her? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. They good. Yeah, and it's like in my heart of hearts, I don't think that yoga teachers go into that style of teaching with like some kind of pretentious or malicious thing where they really want to come off pretentious, but they do.
Yeah.
You know, they do. Like, I'm up here and I know all these spiritual things, and I can speak all the things in Sanskrit, and you're here, and like you're working to get to me or whatever, like something like that. But it just comes off that way even when they really don't mean it that way, and they might be like the most amazing human and the most amazing teacher and have the most amazing things to say, but nobody gets the nuggets because of that. Right? She said it sounded like philosophical and great, and you know, and it might have been, but yeah, it's
He
hard.
literally name dropped, like, I've been in a class with Lady Gaga. And I'm like,
Okay, so maybe he was. Maybe he wanted you to know that, but yeah.
Well, you did too, but you sounded just coming from a different place. And
Use Sanskrit, right?
And you were, the way that you were in the class, you were like humble, like caring for everybody, like you wanted everybody to do the wheel pose, like you were
Right.
just,
I
like,
can feel the love
came from a
radiating
different
off
place.
you.
Right, right.
Oh no, you're fine.
Yeah, and but I did use I used a couple different Sanskrit words.
Yeah,
But
you're
they-
smart.
yeah.
You definitely, like, you know your shit, but you come off in a more humble way.
Yeah.
You give us like bite-sized pieces.
Yeah.
It's like kid cut. We were
Yeah.
like, can you get it?
Yeah. Got me. Lots of vitamins in there, just one gummy. Yeah, and so that's like how this teacher training works, is like we'll teach you how to do those little nuggets and make things digestible like that. So like right now you just started getting into like teaching Sun A and teaching strap stretch and stuff like that, and down the line we'll show you how to do like say like put your hand on your femur, your thigh. So then they just learned what their thigh bone is called, but all you said was like 3 words, right? Or like one hand on your 3rd chakra and one on your 4th chakra. That's your this chakra and this chakra, stuff like that. So it's like so small and concise, and you'll say it 1 million times. In teacher training, you're like, okay, I've already given that cue 10 million times, but it's the practice of delivering it in the little gummy, right? Mm-hmm. Good. What else?
There was a few things that I really enjoyed. One thing I thought would be really helpful for all of us was that you were late and you took it like a champion, and you came in and you regrouped with us, did another ohm, and I felt like good energy, because I was like, I'm curious how this will pan out, because I might personally be so flustered with perfectionism. How dare I be so late to this packed class? But you did, cool, calm, and just did your thing.
And I'll be honest that I did not feel calm at all. Like I was in such a frenzy, right? I'm like, had my like backpack and I'm wearing this, and I had to ask like Margarita. I got down, I was like, is this see-through? This is not what I intended to wear. I had like a different shirt, but that didn't work out. And so, and she was like, no, it's not. I'm like, all right, good. So I'm just gonna roll with it. And then like Reed was in the kitchen, so I couldn't even do like a quick change. It was just like crazy. And my thing was dying and everything was just a mess. But I'm just like, okay, we're gonna just do plank, and I'm just gonna plug things in and handle things. And that you always have like those couple of poses. Like if you're lost or flustered, child's pose, their heads are down, they won't see what you're doing. Plank, if it's power, like they're just focused on like holding plank, stuff like that. So
Pro tip.
Question.
Just
for me personally, I noticed that when we flip our dog, I feel like my lower back is like so compressed when I'm trying to like open up. It almost makes me feel like this overwhelmed, dizzy kind of feeling. Are you supposed to feel that way?
No.
Like push through? Okay.
No, but I'll come back to that though. Keep it in your brain. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Zob, were you finished with that thought?
With that thought, and then I really like how personal you are in class, just like, with people's names, and made me feel really happy. And then also someone said like that you wanted everyone to be able to try the wheel, and I thought that was very encouraging, very inclusive, and just take a little bit of extra time, whoever wants it. And then it inspired me. I was like, oh, we have the extra time, I'm gonna try it too. So it was nice.
I saw you going for that drop back.
I did it.
It was good.
Thanks.
There was well, never mind. Zoomies, anything you want to share? Oh, there's some stuff in the chat. Let's see. Anyone want to share stuff out loud? We'd love to hear your voices. Oh, it's just highs in the chat. Anything? Anyone who took the class? It's cool to hear how it registers on Zoom too. Let's see. Who do I know was in class? Sid, you were there the whole time. Let's hear from you, Boo.
Okay, yes, I was there, but to be 100% honest, I did 9:30 power and yin class this morning. So I was definitely in child's pose for like a majority of the time, but so I journaled on the class from this morning, and Lucelli was the teacher, and she really talks a lot about breath, and just the cue that really landed for me. It was kind of like this little thing she said when we were in tree pose. She was like, maintaining tree pose might not, save your life, but learning to stay with your breath during tough challenges in life might save your life, or something like that. And it just was really impactful, and it just landed for me. So I wrote that down. And then I also wrote down in yin class, Laurel was teaching, and she made us do chair pose in yin class, and I just felt so much resistance to that because I was like, I just want to be laying down, like half asleep in yin, and we just had to do Utkatasana for a minute, and it was good. I got through it, so that's basically it.
Good. Good job. They're clapping for you. Good job on the chair pose. Good shares. Anybody else on Zoom who took class? How did it come across on there? Lindsay, I know you jumped in maybe like halfway through or so, maybe sooner than halfway.
Yeah, it came out, it was really good as far as class goes. And what I wrote about was pretty much what Zav mentioned about being really encouraging with making sure that everyone who wanted to try their wheel, that really resonated with me, that you just kept going with that. And even though you were moving on with the class, I thought it was great that kept encouraging those that still kind of in that zone to keep trying. And you did that last week also on Wednesday, right after when we were, I don't remember what we were doing, but a crow, I think. And so that, I thought that was really good, and that really resonated with me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to give like something to do to the whole room. So I was like, butterfly, you know? And then someone decided then to pop up for drop back, right? So we were working out, well, I think Macy first, and you inspired those other two people near you, which was amazing. And so like Macy and I were quick, but then the other two like needed a little more time, right? So I'm like, okay, we've been in butterfly for a while, so then I'm just like happy baby, because it's still something that everyone, it's like accessible, everyone's kind of chilling, but I'm still moving the class along, like that, something like that. Which like isn't gonna like you're not gonna be good at that on your first like 100 classes you teach, you know, you're gonna be like, yeah, you get what I'm saying, but it is something that you develop over time.
Are your classes like pre-planned at all, or like just spontaneous?
Good question.
On A is planned, but...
Yeah, let me come back to that. Lindsay, were you finished with that thought?
Oh, yes, I was.
Okay, cool. So short answer is no, I don't plan any of them, but long answer would be my entire like 12 years of teaching journey, you know? So no, I don't now, but and I never really did plan like a list of things or anything like that, but my brain doesn't operate that way, and some people's do. So like some people, there's like apps and stuff too you can get that have like, you can type in what your poses are, you just go down the line on your phone and put a check mark so you know where you are in your class plan, stuff like that. But what learning our Warrior 11 or 10 sequences will do for you is you won't have to worry about that, you know, so you'll know by the end of the program your sequence, so you don't have to worry about like what pose goes when and where, and then you'll learn how to adjust each thing so that like sun cells can be a little more creative and interesting, and then, you know, the twisting sequence is this, and this at first, but after you've taught a while and you feel good about those things, then you can do like the humble warrior thing and like the other weird stuff we did tonight, like bird of paradise and stuff like that. So that's what like learning a sequence really gives you access to, like a level of confidence that's amazing. Like it seems like it could be boring, and I guess I always say that because I would think that, like I like creative things, but I didn't have a set sequence after my first TT, and I really wish I did. So then when I got into this style of teaching, I did the sequence for an entire year. Even though I had already taught for many, many years prior, I like backtracked and I was like, okay, I'm teaching this for a year. And it changed everything. Because it gave me more freedom to like talk about all the stuff that I talk about, you know? Without worrying like what comes next, or did I do everything? Like, did they get a back bend? Did they get this? Yeah. So, one big huge piece of advice I could say is like, don't resist the set sequence. Even if you're like, I've taught 1 bazillion twisted chairs, like I know, I get it, but it really is like the best methodology of all the styles of training that I've been through. So yeah, good question. Anything else about the class, and then we'll talk a little bit about the flip dog thing.
This is more technical, but
Yeah.
I like how the first, and I've like, your classes are usually like this, where like the first set of Sundays are structured, and then you kind of let the class flow. Like, everyone can do their own pace.
Yeah.
I think that's something I really appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something too that you have to choose wisely when you'll do that. Usually, like in Monday and Wednesday, there's a ton of people I know in class, and I know that they'll maintain the structure of Sundays so that if anyone's new, they're not gonna look around and be like, what is happening? You know what I mean? So that's very like methodically chosen. Like there's a lot of classes I wouldn't do that in. Like my 5 p.m. Wednesday, I don't know the people that come most of the time. A lot of them are newer-ish, so I would never do that then. But yeah. If you like showed up to teach in the park or something and you didn't know people, you wouldn't want to do that, right? But it is like a really fun thing to bring in. Cool. Anything else?
I really liked the fact that we had a different, towards the end we did do different things like the happy baby, especially right after like doing, because I did not know how you guys do crow. Okay, and then on top of that, I just got my birth control replaced, so that's already in a weird position, and it's just not working out. Yeah. So, but then I realized, like, I can get my leg behind my head, so then I felt good about that. So it's like we can do like different things, and it just shows like your body is just, everybody's body is different. So, you know. I'm really jealous about that crow though, so I'm gonna keep working on that.
I've been trying like this whole month, and this class I held it for like 2
Yay!
seconds. I'm getting there slowly, so it just takes time.
Yeah.
But you get there slowly.
Perfect.
Yeah. We'll work on crow a bunch.
Yeah.
So the flip dog thing, my guess is gonna be that you just have too short of a stance. So most of the time with back bends, especially because that one's like where your feet are and your hand are, and most of the time is the issue is that the spine, instead of elongating and doing this, it just stays the way it is and does this. So you actually want this and then this. So if your feet are too close to your hand, then you're gonna feel that sensation. Then you're gonna be like this instead of like this. Does that make sense? You see how there's so much less space, right? So it's like, even when we talk about like a standing back bend, we never just go like, and you guys will learn this over time, we just haven't, back bends are down the line because they're sketchy, like intense and stuff. But so it's never just like, okay, put your hands on your back and lean back, right? It's always like, put your hands on your hips, lift up, squeeze your arm bones together, lift your chest more, then lean back. Different than like lean back, right? So my guess is just that when you get over, if you step your feet away from your hand, you'll have more space and feel better.
Yeah. I notice, I usually go like this and keep my leg out.
Yeah.
And I notice most people are like this. Yeah. And this like stretches me out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. And I kind of open up a little bit more that way.
Yeah.
Because it literally feels like a compression.
Exactly.
Back, and it makes me feel like my blood pressure does something weird and I have to get out of it.
Yes. Because it's also, you're upside down.
Yeah, it's like very overwhelming and like disorienting.
Yeah, it is. It can be, for sure. So some people call that one, Tiffany, Rockstar, right? So then like Rockstar versus Flip Dog, it's just like the one straight leg. I don't know, we kind of just call them all Flip Dog here, but they're both good. And what I usually say to people is like, the way you're gonna get power, not the right way to do it, but the way you're gonna get power is to square your feet underneath you. And that's only because if you, like,
instead of doing it that way, kind of square it.
Yeah.
So, to bring your knees in?
Yeah, so step your foot out. Zoomies, can you see her okay? Let me get them closer to you. Yeah, so that, do you know why that gives you more room to because did you guys notice what her spine did? Mm-hmm. Okay, do it with your feet underneath you. Okay, now do the foot thing you like. You see the difference in her spine?
Yeah.
Like you can see that thing I was explaining, right?
Yeah.
So that's that, and like maybe that's just her anatomy that could have to do with that, or just the way she's trained her body, because your body just does what it's been trained to do, period. You can retrain it, but it just does what it's been trained to do. So if your body is trained to be like this, this is what it does. If you're trained to be like this is what it does, right? So it could be different things like that, or it could be like, so a lot of people have like bulging discs and all kinds of stuff going on. So you just don't know. So you can offer that as a way. You can try that and see.
It definitely does.
Yeah, Trina, get in there. Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. It's still.
You like it better or no?
No, it's like I don't know. It's like
Could push your arm out a little bit more too.
Yeah, kind of start like right here.
stretch it out. Which, if you're cross, so this leg, like that, is this rock star?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I would tell her, right, is like gather the one foot on the bent leg under you so it can hold you. That's why I was saying like you have more power if your feet are underneath you, even if the one is outstretched. It's like the same as with plank. If my hands are out here versus if my hands are here, right? So same thing with like flip dog. If my foot is out there, right? Wait, like how would it be? I don't even know, right? I just, like it's not that I can't hold it or can't do it, but if I get this foot under me, then I can lift.
Okay.
You see the difference?
Yeah.
Like there.
It's like you have more leverage on your head.
Leverage, exactly. It's totally leverage, right? So I tell people like, and then a lot of people are like, something like this, because they just landed and they're like, how did I get here, you know? So I'm like, no, get your feet under you, get them under you, and then you can really lift. See?
It's kind of like a wheel, and then you.
Yeah. Exactly. Right.
So you know what really helped me with my flip dog? I think it was when you came behind me and you like put your knee.
Yeah.
I think it was you, and then you just kind of guided my hand back.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've just kind of been able to trace that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I have a pose question.
Yeah.
So when we were doing the side plank, and then you told us to bring the bottom one up. So I did, but when we held it so long, my shoulder started tensing up.
Yeah.
And then when I like had to come down, it was like, didn't move out of place, but it felt like really uncomfortable, like as if it could pop out of place. Do you have any suggestions? I would just like think not.
Just do it less time, more time incrementally. Just like bicep curls. If you do too many or too heavy, right, you're gonna, something's gonna go down, right? But if you do it like slow and build up, just like push-ups, same thing. If you like push, I mean, you want to go to the edge and do like the whole one more rep thing, because most people will quit way before they need to. But you also want to be like aware, like, yeah, go to the edge, do that one more rep, do that one extra second, and then back out before it's feeling like your shoulder's gonna pop out.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of like, things changed, right? You picked up a different leg, so now different muscle groups are working. You have less support from that one leg, which is what you're used to using. So you just changed everything that you were doing. Like, even though it seems like such a microscopic change to switch legs. Something completely new for you.
It feels different.
Yeah, for sure. And like the hips get heavier, so your center of gravity changes, and then your arms like, what, you know? So it's totally normal. Just don't go so long. Put it down, pick it back up. Put it down, pick it back up.
It's really important to, just out of personal experience, because I've had shoulder surgery, like it's important to really strengthen all of the tendons and all of the muscles inside of the shoulder, because if it does get out, you could tear something, and then you'd be in the, and that's one of the worst surgeries to come back from. So it sucks. Like,
Cross training.
Incrementally, yes, and cross training. Weight training is huge. We're adding CrossFit here. Did you guys know that?
No, that's cool. When?
Surprise! When is a good question, but it is it's happening. But I don't know when. Okay, cool. Anything else about that stuff? We're gonna do a little overview of elements and chakras. We're good? We're good, Zoomies? Okay, cool. So I mentioned all 5 of the elements tonight in class, some more than others, and some were more the theme than others. So what was the main theme? Fire, right? It's the first half of class is power. I came in late. I figured Emmy didn't make them work that hard because I knew she was nervous, shaking out of her bones. It was the first time she did amazing. That was the first time she ever got thrown into the fire like that. So
and
it was
she
scary.
sounded so calm too.
Yeah.
She did really good.
She did amazing.
Yeah.
But I wanted to because by the time I got there, we were halfway through the power half of the class, so we only don't have that much time. Okay, so anyway, fire. And then what else was I talking about a lot?
Water.
Yeah, water.
Air.
So all of them.
Yes.
The bridge between earth and air.
Yeah, so the big main one was fire. And that goes with a lot of core poses, right? It goes with power yoga. You're always going to be working with that element. It's hot in the room. People are hot. They're sweating. They're breathing heavy, right? You're hot on the inside. You're hot on the outside. All of that. So that's a really easy one for power yoga. But the one that gets forgotten is air, and fire doesn't exist without air. You put the lid on the candle, flame's gone, right? You have to talk about air, and air is what?
Your breath.
Yeah, your breath. So that one's also kind of a no-brainer, right? So see how I mean, talking about the elements is so easy in class. It's such an easy theme, and it's so empowering, right? It felt empowering, right?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
The first thing you guys,
Well, you were like, yeah, when you were talking, we were in that crazy hover hold, and you were like, you can't have fire without
yeah.
It burns.
Yeah, so fire and air. Air is breath. It can also be, an analogy for feeling lighter, freer. I talked a little bit about it in Shavasana, but I was more focused on what? In Shavasana.
Going around and doing 3 strikes on it.
Yes, correct. But what element? What element?
Flow, because that's feeling
Flow. Water. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said something imagine you're in a buoy on the water.
And the music really worked with that.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
I was already gone.
You're what are we saying? Yeah, so that was water. Earth, we talked about the difference between the 3rd chakra and the 4th, right? So I mentioned, does anybody remember what I said about the chakras, the lower ones and the upper ones?
The lower ones are physical. Bones, muscle, things that are that you can feel and touch, and then the 3rd and the 4th were
yeah, that's so the lower ones are bones, and then
emotions.
Yeah, emotions, the things you can't see, right?
The intangible.
Intangible, right? Tangible, intangible. Sthira, sukha, right? Mm-hmm. So there's 7 chakras in the main system that we talk about, and there are multiple systems, multiple understandings of the energy centers. Many of them didn't get brought over to the West, so it's important to recognize there's so much out there about yoga that we have that wasn't Westernized, so we don't talk about it a lot. And that's where things get into if you don't start recognizing those things, that's when it becomes appropriation. You are using this knowledge without even recognizing the whole of it. So we have to recognize, even though we only talk about those 7 mainly, we even have them on the wall here, and we have them on the wall in Dunedin and stuff. That's not all there is. Don't get caught thinking that that's it. We have 7 energy centers. We have lots, but the main ones are the 7 that we talk about. And we talked about tonight. I just really simply said the lower ones are this and the upper ones are this. So there's 7. So the middle one is kind of the in between. So 1, 2, and 3, all in the lower half of your body. Let me skip them. 1 is the base of your spine. 2 and 3 are the physical. These things talk about the way you operate in life, like tangibly, physically. It's like stability, like what the actions you take in life, like who you show up as when you go to an event or a party, what people, like just who you are in the world, right? It's like that. And physically, like anatomy, bones, muscles, tissues, things we can touch and feel and punch, right? Element wise, earth and fire, right? Those ones that are like very like, yeah, earthy and fiery, right? So we'll do more individual information, but I'm just giving you the overview. So then the heart is kind of like the in-between. It's like the different kind of bridge, but it's like a bridge between the lower and upper. And it's it's like how you relate with others, right? Because it's the heart. But it's also then getting into that intangible stuff, like the emotions, because it's the heart. I know this is like kind of esoteric talk. I get it. Just follow me along the ride. So then the uppers, so there's 3 below, heart is 4, and then there's 3 above. And those are more like intuition, like inner wisdom, like yes, trusting your guts, but guts are down below, but it's like the little, like, it's like trusting the little feelings that you get, listening to that inner voice. Emotions, of course, we said that already. What else? Oh, and element wise, it's much more air, ether, space, spirit guides, totally connection to like universe, God, divinity. That's all the upper chakras. So when you experience a person who's very like, okay, so Zav, like one of the first things that she told me after a class she took was like, I love how like calm you are. And Julie and I looked at each other and laughed because I'm not calm. I'm very like, I'm always doing a million things at a time, but you experience me as calm because I'm grounded. I'm like confident, I'm grounded, I'm very in my lower chakras, right? So I'm very like, I'm a Taurus, so I'm like earthy, grounded like that. And so you experience me like that because I'm more down there. But have you ever experienced the type of person who's like, you're just like, oh my God, she's all over the place. And it's like, they might be like put together in their life great, like job, family's great, life's good, everything's organized and whatever, but they're just like up here and they're like floating around all over the place and kind of like oblivious and like, just like more like airy and just like not, and you experience them even if they're not kooky like me, you experience them as that because they're up here. Can you guys get what I'm saying? Those type of people, it's 2 different things. So those people are more like upper chakras are having like a stronger pull on them. And it has to do too with like your astrology, which is real. When and where you were born, nurture and nature, everything. But yes, so it's like a mix of both. That's not what I meant to say. It's like a lot of people roll in like either the upper or the lower, and then it's kind of like trying to balance it out is where you get where like the work is, right? So in class you could look at like if you're more that person up there, you're more this person down here, like because I'm so like earthy, when I get to class it takes me a while to get going in the power classes. Like I don't want to flow, I'm like shut up, like I literally don't want to just like take like a heavy step and like I don't know, like it's just so different. But some people come in and they're just like let's go, let's get rolling, and me, I'm like, no, 20-minute child's pose. So it's just like that side of me, because I am so earthy, like I have to like work on actively like picking up the pace or like I don't know, do you guys get what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, good. Yes, major, yep, it's crazy. But it's a good example because like how Zav like said, I'm so calm, but that's because the earth is coming through, but I'm really not though. But I am in the sense of like it takes a lot for me to get moving, but at the same time, like if you saw my like Apple calendar, you'd be like, holy, like what, you know, like it's crazy. Like I'm nuts all the time, but somehow I manage like through what my stronger like chakras are and energy is to like still come across as like really calm and cool and collected.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
It's something you said earlier. So, I've heard of appropriation with yoga, and I just want to, make sure I understand.
Yeah.
So, were you saying that it becomes appropriation because there's so much information about yoga in the homeland, like in the East, and when we take it over here into the West, and we don't incorporate like everything, or like at least like all of the different types of chakras? Can you explain that?
Yeah. So it's like if you don't acknowledge that there is more like that. So if you just assume that the 7 chakras, because that's what we see all the time, there's a million books on it, it's on the t-shirts, every yoga studio has the 7 chakras painted in it. We talk about like the rainbow colors, like the rainbow glasses you can wear to like align your 3rd chakra, wear the yellow glasses, like stuff like that. And if you don't acknowledge that there's more, especially because the more is from the roots of the yoga, like the 7 chakras is new. You get what I mean? Like bird of paradise is new. So if you go up there acting like all these things are the things, and that there's not all of the things, and so much history, and so much that we don't know, and so much that we, like as yoga teachers, haven't studied or haven't even looked at. Like there's so many texts, and then like a yoga teacher will read like the Bhagavad Gita, and then like they're like Sanskrit scholars. Do you know what I mean? So if you don't acknowledge that, yeah, I don't know everything, I'm new, I'm a baby in this, there's roots that are so ancient and so deep that like, yeah, even scholars don't have their hands in all of it. So it's really just the picture of like acknowledging that there's more to it. I don't know everything. Anytime you like talk about something, it's like honoring that like the 7 chakras are so modernized that it didn't come from the West, but it almost could be that we created it in a sense because of how we operate with the chakras. That's like, we're like, okay, these 7 chakras are the only chakras. That's how so many people operate. And I guess the point I'm making is like, of all the things that people know and scholars know and historians know about the energy centers, like the 7 chakras, we as like Americans have made it the energy center thing, like align your chakras, and it's about that. And we don't acknowledge that there's so much more. So yeah, I guess like in literally one word, it's like acknowledgement.
Okay, thank you for explaining.
Yeah. And it's kind of like that with anything that you work with from any culture. Like, to me, I totally believe in like crossing cultures, and like sharing things among cultures and stuff like that. But I guess where people get mad is like when the history isn't given its due. It's almost like using someone's quote and pretending that you said it without giving the due credit. Right?
You're basically rewriting history.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Right. Without giving like due credit. So it's like anything you pull from anything,
Yeah, like all the Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
Like you can't pretend to be this controversial thing and be like, no, I'm just at a party. And it's like, no, that's someone's history. You're being disrespectful.
Exactly.
You need to acknowledge what it is and that it's not something that you came up with. This is not your original idea.
Yeah.
Like it's a sad copycat that's just mean.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe the trauma that came with it too.
Right. So it's just acknowledging we're all student. This is what I'm going to give you, but there's more.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to like it's like shameless warrior one plug, but I think we do a really good job of like honoring and acknowledging that there's so much, and that's why our teaching style is so like Kim always says it's like a spiral. And so people will message us and be like, "Can I get the curriculum?" And we're like, "We don't have a curriculum like that. We can give you an idea of what you'll learn about, but everything is like integrated and interwoven. And Kim and I are constantly learning more and taking trainings and being like, here's what we've just learned, you know, like stuff like that. So it's very much like, I like how she says it, like it's a spiral because it's like that. It's like a blanket, it's meshed, it's like interwoven, you know? But it's a good question and it's a really important conversation. Yeah. Good? Cool. All right, so we kind of meshed chakra situation and the element situation, but with the elements we talked about fire, water, earth, air, and space, ether, right? So I think the one that's kind of hard to talk about is space, ether, because it's the least tangible. Like we know what air feels like when the wind blows. We know what water and earth and fire are all like. But with space, it's like, what is that, you know? So what do you think in the context of yoga space relates with?
Kind of reminds of what she was doing, like creating more space in her pose.
Yeah, exactly. Creating more space in your pose, creating space for possibility, right? The possibility of like lifting your hips up and enjoying the pose, right? What else?
Open-ended.
Open-ended. Yeah, like almost like there's more, right?
Yeah.
Kind of goes with our conversation about appropriation.
Just like there's possibility, you also want space to like forgiveness if you don't do something on the first try or can't get that crowd.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up over it.
Yeah.
Give yourself space for that possibility.
Yes.
Keep working on it.
Yes.
I look at it as like emptiness too. So like emptying your thoughts and helping like that mind's eye and just helping you focus, or the was it drishti? Is that
Focus,
how-
yeah.
Yes. So that's what I think.
Yeah. Really good.
Like a meditative space.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say that for sure. Meditative space, right? Like space between the thoughts, space between your ears. The space between the inhale and the exhale.
What does the word ether mean? I feel like it's something to drink. What is ether?
It's space. It's space. It's like
Ethernet.
Cloud stuff goes.
Yeah. It's space. Like the ethers are like, you know, space. Like the universe, like things that are ethereal or like space above us, like
Spirit
divine.
is kind of what some people call it spirit. Like when you're going through the elements, that one instead of ether is more spirit. Because it's just kind of like that up there kind of sense.
Maybe holding space for other people.
Yeah. Like as the teacher, you are the space, right? All the other elements are being created by your students, but kind of like you are the space. Ooh, that's deep. I like it. Good. So you guys feel like you have a good hold on elements? And down the line, we'll talk more about like, we'll like infuse like how music creates the feeling of different elements, and like we'll get to make playlists together and see like, yeah. So it's not, the conversation doesn't end here, is what I'm saying. Okay? Cool. And we have like, you'll see too eventually in the manual, there's like different types of cues that fall into, like, for example, if you want the body to experience water, you'd say like soften your joints, right? So you have more of like the fluid feeling. Or if you want someone to experience fire, you'd say like pull the pit of your belly in, right? So you'll get those down the line too.
I get that a lot with you with earth when you tell us like really push, and it actually does help.
Yeah.
Like it helps, you know, push your hips up more, or lift the leg up.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, good. All right, so chakras, I have just a couple more minutes. Chakras, we talked a little bit. So the 7, right, are the ones that we'll mainly talk about. And so the bottom 3, physical, sthira. The middle one, the heart, is like the yin and yang, the both. And then the upper 3 are more the sukha, the ease, the flow. Did we talk anything about chakras over the weekend?
No, not really. We talked about, I guess Kim talked about the root chakra when she was telling us about Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me show you something. Give you a little idea. Ooh, cool, Nicole. Nicole wrote, I just recently learned about the 8th brachial chakra for cats, dogs, and other 4-legged creatures. So cool. Oh my God, have you guys seen the meme that's like, let me do it for you? Have you guys seen that? I'm the only one? You've seen it? Now it's stuck in my head. It's always in my head. Okay. So, let me do it for you. All right. Okay, let me share screen. All right. Okay. So you guys obviously know like yin and yang, also pronounced yang, more traditionally pronounced yang. But when you say it in class, it's hard to enunciate yang. So it's sometimes easier to go yang, more traditionally pronounced yang or whatever. But anyway, so yin and yang. And do you know which side correlates to which? Anybody?
Yin is ease and calm, and then the
Yeah.
yang is power and the strength.
Yeah. Do you know which?
Left?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yin is left, yang is right. There are some theories and methods that flip it, actually, but for our purposes, we'll go with that. Now, in talking about like the anatomy of the chakras, so you have physical anatomy and you have subtle body anatomy, and that's like all your meridians. That's what they use for acupuncture. They work on your meridians. You have nadis, like little tiny channels, kind of like meridians running through your body. So it's almost like highways and then like all the streets and roads and all that stuff, right? So they all make up different maps of your body. And then you have the energy centers, the chakras, the main ones running up and down your spine. So I know it's kind of small and you can feel free to get closer if you need to, but the way the chakra system works is you have the 7, right? And then there's 2 main currents that run up and down it, like 2 snakes, right? Cycling through. So the spine has like an energetic counterpart to it called the Sushumna. Let me type it in the chat for them. It's pretty phonetic, but I'll say it as I type it too. S-H-U, S-H-U-S-H-U-M-N-A. Sushumna. It's actually not phonetic because the first U would be an A if it was. Anyway, Sushumna. So the Sushumna is basically your spine's energetic counterpart of the spine, the Sushumna. And sorry, zoomies. Where'd it go? Here we go. So The sushumna is not pictured here, but imagine it just runs with your spine down, straight down, up and down. Okay? And then each chakra is kind of lined up on the spine in different parts of the body, starting from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head, the top of your head. And the top one, the seventh, is also said to be like some people say it's like a light beam shooting out the top of your head. You know how like universal beams into the sky? Kind of like those. And some people say it's more like your aura. That's what I think of it as, your aura. And then these two snakes I mentioned, one is the more yin and one is the more yang. So you have Ida, I-D-A. Ida.
Is that yin?
I'll tell you. And Pingala, P-I-N-G-A-L-A. Ida and Pingala. And those are the two snakes that run up and down, cycling through the chakras, yin and yang. So let me give you zoomies. See if you can see this well. Yeah, fun little graphics. Okay. So Ida is the yin and Pingala is the yang. And here's how you can remember it. The word yin is shorter and the Ida is shorter. Pingala is a longer word and yang is a longer word. Cool.
Spell this again for me, please.
Yeah, Ida, I-D-A. That's the yin one, shorter word. Pingala, P-I-N-G-A-L-A. P-I-N-G-A-L-A. Okay. So what's really wild and crazy and amazing and just reminds you of the influence that this type of stuff has on everything, even like things that we wouldn't realize were interconnected, but they are, because this is subtle body anatomy, and like elements and all these different things relate really, they really are. And the reason we even talk about them is Ayurveda, which is hand in hand with the yoga practices, and it's a form of medicine. And in the East, it's basically like people would go through Ayurvedic practices before they would do any type of like conventional type medicine. And so let me show you this again. Do you see this, right? This is Ida and Pingala running up and down. Does that look like anything to anyone? DNA, yes. That's not what I was going to say, but yes. Anything else? Yeah, helix. Infinity, yeah. Let me show you. Crazy, right? I know you guys are far away, but that's on the back of every ambulance. It's on everyone's patch, like EMTs and nurses and things. It's like in every hospital crest and stuff. Like, what? How nuts is that? And what's even crazier is I keep referring to those as snakes. And like traditionally the snake is actually like one thing that sits at the base of the spine and travels upward, like in Kundalini yoga and other very like rooted in traditional type practices. And this is two snakes. I know you guys are all too far, but it's two snakes. They have like the heads and the eye and everything. So they're snakes. So it's like such a not like there's no way the two aren't connected.
Can I give you another fun fact about this?
Yeah, tell me.
So snake oil means fake medicine, right? So when you have snake oil, it's like bullcrap, right? So that's because Western medicine wanted to get rid of natural healing and holistic healing. So when you would get like medicinal teas and stuff, they would call it, that's just snake oil. And so they are the ones who marketed that to tell people, oh, don't listen to those medicinal doctors, they only sell you snake oil, we'll sell you medicine. It's pharmaceutical companies.
Right.
That's where that all came from way long ago.
Money. But yeah. Wow, that's nuts too, the snakes. But then they have the snakes.
Yeah.
So to keep your enemies closer, I guess. But yeah, so that's a really cool thing. And yes, I also love how it looks like DNA. That's cool too. All right. So I'm going to leave you with that for chakras for tonight. We have a little idea of what the bottom ones are versus the top ones, that there's 7, that there's way more than just the 7, that they spiral up and down like that. I shouldn't say down. They spiral from the base of the spine up, and they actually like do a loop and come to your nostrils is where they end. So they start at the base of your spine, they end at your nostrils. And yeah, and then what else did we say?
That makes so much more sense. I listen to a lot of YouTube videos for like sleep, like the meditation ones, and so they'll tell you how to breathe.
Yeah.
And then so, but it makes sense because they'll be like, breathe from the bottom all the way to the top. And it's like exhale out your nose. But now that you mentioned that, I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. You got Ida, Pingala, Sushumna. It won't be the only time we talk about these things. And you also got,
So Sushumna is just like it's just the energy pathway that connects all the chakras?
It's basically, it's basically like the column where everything sits.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like in physical body anatomy, you have like your spine, right? And your spinal cord's inside. And then you have like bundles of nerves up and down your whole thing. And they actually correspond with the chakras, which is really cool. And it's crazy what the chakras, like aligning chakras, does for your body and what those nerves connect into, like which organs and stuff they touch. It's crazy.
Endocrine system, don't they?
Well, all different ones. Each chakra has its own nerve bundle and what it connects to. It's crazy. But yeah, so anyway, point being that each physical anatomy part that you have corresponds with an energetic anatomy part. So the Sushumna is basically like the spine, or you could even say like the spinal cord. Yeah. It's the column. And it's not depicted there. Cool. That's a lot of good stuff. All right. Awesome. Let's call it a night. Any questions before we close up? It's like none, a million, but none. Yeah. Okay. Any questions, Zoomies? No? All right. Awesome. You're welcome. Good nighty.
Yeah.
You too. Night, night. You're welcome.
I'll get that summary out. Feedback. They'll be ready to go on Wednesday. Any issues? What it was doing or whatever.
Like, and I needed my husband to know about it too, so it's on the fridge. I'm like, you need to
Yeah, thank you, Danielle. You're welcome. See you.